everybody. We are live. Today is Friday, June 26, 2020, and we have made it to the end of the month. So, how are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are doing well. Hey Sherry, how's it going? Hey Joy, fancy seeing you here. Jessica's here. So I got a lot of things going on today. I am trying to be the queen of multitasking. So I have my iPad set up right here, and then I have my cell phone set up on here, and I am going live in two places. Shenanigans, I know. Hey Kathy, how's it going? Joy, do not get in a car accident driving. I am not liable for any of that nonsense. And so over here on my Facebook page, we have Melanie. Hey, Melanie, I really need to get with you about photos. I really do. I've been saying it for a while, but now that life is not normal, but we can do social distancing photography, we need to do that. Hey, Debbie, you guys are so great. Thank you so much for hopping on. As I mentioned, today is Friday, June 26th, 2020, and I know this because my calendar tells me so, because we all know that the days seem to be merging in all together and all those things like that. And I got Maggie Lee over here, hey, and I got folks over here, hey. So I'm just gonna go like this so both of you guys can see me, and it will be great. So the reason why I'm going live, hey Sharon, how are you? I am so excited that all you guys are here to listen to my foolery and nonsense, because you know every day I always have something crazy going on. But I'm going live here because, as you guys know, I love all things planning. I love all things planning and goal setting and time management and things like that, because you know it feels like my passion merges with my day job. So for people who don't know me, I am a certified project manager. So what that means is that all day long I manage projects and plans and schedules and to-do lists and timelines and things like that. And so it's like the perfect profession for me, because I'm the planner girl. Like, I'm the girl who always has that planner with her. I like things to be organized. It's just how I operate. I blame it on my mom, because I grew up watching my mom with her little Staples. It was always navy blue. She had a Staples planner, and I just grew up watching my mom do that every day or whatever. So anyways, long story short, I love all things project management. I love all things time management. I love all things organization. It makes me happy. Hey Sarah, hey Latrine, hey Trisha. Glad you guys are all here. So what I did was, I have a group called the Joyful Life Project Group, and in that group I give a lot of tips and advice on just goal setting and how to make your life just so much better, using projects and schedules and things like that. So in that group I did a poll of, hey, which topic would you guys like me to talk on? And there was like 4 choices. One was, I still need help with goal setting for 2020. Another one was, I don't remember them all. Long story short is that procrastination was the topic. Like, everyone was like, oh my gosh, I struggle with procrastination. Can you please help me with that? And because I am a woman of the people, I like to do what you guys want, I decided to do a live video on how I personally beat procrastination. Because, you know, despite what you guys may think, even though I'm a magical little unicorn, I do still struggle with procrastination, especially if it's something that I really don't want to do, like clean my house or put away the laundry. I don't mind washing the laundry. I don't mind folding the laundry, but putting that foolishness away, that takes the cake. Like, it's like pulling teeth. So I do struggle with procrastination. So I just want to hop on here and do a quick, very quick, because we all have multiple things that we're trying to do. For example, Jessica is trying to get to the grocery store and buy groceries for her 6 children and her husband and all those things like that. So I wanted to get on here and just give you some helpful tips on what you can do to help finally kick that procrastination habit to the curb. So are you guys ready? If you are ready, give me the little emoji that goes like this. That's like one of my favorite ones. Just go like that. Come on. Come on. I'm waiting for it. There's like a delay, so I'm just going to stay like this. All right. So you guys are ready? So my goal is to just give you a couple of helpful tips on how you too can beat procrastination. And then also to give you a couple of tools that I personally use to help me enforce those things. All right. So first things first is you got to eliminate your distractions. So that one? Yes, that one, Sharon. Thank you. You got to eliminate your distractions. So one of the things that I talked about in my group last week was identifying your triggers of what takes you down the rabbit hole. Like some of us are constantly scrolling on social media and we're like, yeah, I'm going to get to whatever have you. Just as I finish reading this post, and then they close out that post, or they're watching a video, and then the next amazing post just pops up, right? Has that ever happened to you? If it's happened to you, give me the X mark. There's like a little red X. If that's ever happened to you, give me the X. Because that happens to me like all the time, where I'm just watching a quick video or a sermon. It always happens with sermons, like all the time, where I'm like, oh, let me just watch this one sermon and then I'll turn it off and I'll be happy. And then another one pops up. I'm like, oh, yay! I'm on Jesus steroids. And it's like crazy, right? So that happens to me. So the first thing you want to do with beating procrastination is eliminate your distractions. How do you do that? It's simple, Dimples. It's just really simple stuff, right? So if you are working on something, simply turn your phone off. This stuff isn't rocket science, guys. Like, it really isn't. You guys know these things. You just need me to reiterate them to you, right? So eliminating your distractions. That's turning your phone off, turning your screen off, putting your phone on silent. If you really need to study, going to a quiet place. I know that's kind of hard right now if you need to focus on something, because all of us have all of our family members home with us. And so trying to eliminate your children from your life, that might not be a good idea. But you might want to eliminate the distraction of your children. Can you believe someone called me? The nerve. But you want to maybe eliminate the distraction of dealing with your children by maybe getting up a little earlier before they wake up to do the things that you need to do first, or waiting till they go to bed to get those important tasks done, right? So Sherry says, my problem is the start. Once I get going, I'm good. Right. So second thing, I'm glad you mentioned that, Sherry. That's a great point. The second tip that I have for you is for you to do your things when your energy is the highest. So some of us are day people or morning people. Some of us are middle of the day people, and then some of us are night owls. I am a morning person. If you're a morning person, give me a number 1. If you're a midday person, give me a number 2. And if you are a night owl, give me a number 3. I am a morning person. So number 1 there. I wake up at the butt crack of dawn. Like this morning, I was up at like 5:30. And I got up, I went for a walk around my neighborhood and all of that stuff like that. I like to get my day started early. It's when I have the most energy and I can do lives like this. True story, I am so super tired right now. You can't even tell. That's because I've been up for 7 hours doing things, like legit doing things. What have I've done so many things this morning. I've gone for a walk. I've tidied up. I did a lot of the things on my to-do list already. Like, look at all those check marks. I've done it all already, so I'm an early bird girl. So I would really suggest to you to sort of know what type of person you are, whether it's morning or whatever, and do those things that you dread doing when your energy is the highest. So over here on Facebook, Sarah says she's a number 1. Yep. Latrine's the number 1. Jessica's up at 3:45. I'm still asleep at that time. But Kathy and Sharon, they're both number 3s. Bless your hearts. Because by like 4 o'clock, I'm ready to shut it down. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. So the next thing I want to encourage you to do is break down your tasks into manageable tasks. Like sometimes when you look like, this is the project manager in me coming out. Sometimes you look at the big picture of things and you're like, oh my gosh, I have all these things to do and I don't think I can do it all. So I'm not going to do any of it. I'm not going to do anything. Welcome, Taylor. How are you? Fancy seeing you here. I'm not going to do any of it because it's so much to do, right? Right. So let me give you a really good example of how you can break things down into manageable chunks. In project management, this is called work packaging, right? So if you ever want to get into project management, it's a very, really great career, and it's a very profitable career, by the way. But you just break things down into a smaller package. So for example, I need to clean my entire house. My entire house is an entire mess and I just don't know how I'm going to get it all done. So I'm not going to do anything. I want to sit on my sofa and watch Ugly Betty all day. True story, that's happened to me recently. Like I love Ugly Betty, guys. So what I would encourage you to do is to look at that project of I gotta clean my house and say, okay, so there's many different parts of your house. You have your bathroom, you have your kitchen, you have your bedroom, you might have a basement, you have your living area. Pick one. Who says that you have to do cleaning your house all in one day? Nobody. So I would say, hey, you know what? My house is a hot mess. For 1 week, I'm going to focus on a different area of my house for 30 minutes to an hour. One day it might be the kitchen. Kitchen's done. Great. The next day I might scrub my bathrooms. The next day after that, I may do all of my dusting or whatever. You don't have to do it all in one day. You really don't. You don't. And the key to this though, especially if you're using the cleaning your house type of thing, is you want to be able to maintain that. So if you cleaned your kitchen really good on Monday, don't go just being a hot mess and gross and just leaving stuff all over the place throughout the week, and then Saturday comes and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this all over again. Right? Right. You got me? If you got me, give me a thumbs up. All right? Awesome. All right, so the next thing that I want to encourage you to do is ditch perfectionism. One of the things that I used to struggle with is, well, I got this really big thing that I'm trying to do, and I'll use my example of starting a nonprofit because you guys know I have the nonprofit She Rises. And some of it was just, there was so much to do and getting it off the ground, and some of it I would just sit back and I'd be like, okay, this is so much, and if I can't do it right, I'm not going to do it at all because it's my baby and I wanted to put it forth in the world and I want it to be great. It's going to be awesome. But because I was stuck in it had to be awesome and I didn't have the proper tools that I needed to get it off the ground, I just wouldn't do anything. I would procrastinate. For years, guys, for years, I procrastinated on starting She Rises because I wanted it to be perfect, right? How many of you guys struggle with perfectionism? Raise your hand. Folks on Facebook, folks in the group. How many of you guys struggle with that? And it's sort of like I'm dealing with it right now, like seriously dealing with it right now. I'm trying to build a new website for this new project that I'm working on. And I don't know anything about website building. And I know what the vision is of what I want to look like. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. It got to the point I was like, you know what? Let me just reach out to a girlfriend of mine who knows how to do that. And I want to let her build it. She knows me. She knows what I like. And done. And if I don't like it, I can fix it later, right? If you don't like it, you can just fix it, right? Makes sense to me, right? Makes sense to me. So ditch the perfectionism. There's always room to grow, because if you do it right the first time, how are you going to scale? Like, I'm just saying, life is about growing and learning. And if everything's always perfect, then how are you growing as a person, right? Makes sense to me. All right, so the next thing, this is just a really big one. Do not, got me? Try to do it all. When you try to do it all, you end up not doing anything. So I gotta do this, I gotta cook the dinner, I gotta do the laundry, I gotta post on social media, I gotta work my full-time job, I got to do this. I got to, all these things. And you're like, I got so much to do. Not going to do any of it because it's just overwhelming. Like when you look at your list of things to do, it sort of sends a signal to your brain. You're like, oh my God, my wires are on overload. And so because they're on overload, I'm not going to do any of that nonsense. So I would really encourage you is, and this is where goal setting comes in, is to stagger your goals. Maybe for a quarter, you really want to focus on your health, right? A lot of people always want to focus on their health at the beginning of the year and things like that. That's a great idea. Because then once you've had those, implement those healthy habits of, eating right and exercising and doing all those things, then you can start working on the next goal. There's sometimes you can do things in overlap. What's it called? In parallel. That's another project management term. You can do certain things in parallel. So you can work on your fitness and maybe grow your business at the same time, right? You can do that. But if, say, you wanted to start 2 businesses, that's kind of hard to do because your mind's going to be over here, and nothing's going to get done and things are going to get crossed. Like, just stagger your goals and stagger the things that you need to get done. Does that make sense to you guys? If it makes sense, give me another thumbs up. Yeah, so Joy says that she's sitting over here with 4 planners trying to do it all. I've seen Joy's planner. That sucker looks like a Bible. It looks like the 10 Commandments. Like, what is that? Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. You cannot do it all. I think one time, I don't know if it was Oprah, but I read it somewhere, and I think it said it was Oprah. She said, you can do it all, just not all at one time. And that was just a really big hard lesson that I had to learn in life. You can do it all, Cherise. You just can't do it all at the same time. And I think that was sort of the breakthrough in my life, to just learn how to stagger my goals, that I don't have to do it all. Like, I have this list right here. You guys can't see it. This thing right here. And it's a list of all the things that Cherise wants to do. But I recognize that I can't do all those things in 2020. I can't write my book, plus start my new project that I'm working on, plus get an excellent rating with my new job, plus make sure that I do just all these things. Like, I just stagger it out. I've come to terms with, I'm like, you know what, Jesus, I'm going to live a really long time, because there's a lot of hopes and dreams that you've placed in my heart. So clearly you want me to live a long time. So let me just break these down. Maybe in 2020, I'll just focus on 3 things. And then once those things are done, I can move on to the next thing. But you cannot do it all at the same time. You got me? Good. And so then the last thing that I want to talk to you about was Cherise's helpful tools. Hey, Dorio, fancy seeing you here. Is get an accountability partner. And not just any old accountability partner, a good one. Someone who's going to call you out on your crap. Hey, Dorio, what's going on? Hey, how's things going? Oh, things are going okay. How's that live stream course going? Well, I've been really busy and I haven't had time to focus on it. Didn't you tell me last week that you were going to get that going? I'm going to need you to do that ASAP. I'm going to need you to hang up with the phone with me right now and go do something with that. All right, Cherise, you're right. Thanks for being so awesome. Thanks for being a wonderful friend in my life. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. That's what you need. Everyone needs that person in their life to hold them accountable to their stuff. You might need someone to help you with your health and fitness goals. True story. I did health and fitness coaching for 5 years, and even I need help. I need someone to hold me accountable to my own goals. So I have someone, my girl Sheila. Sheila is a health and fitness coach, and she holds me to my mess. Cherise, didn't you say that you wanted to lose weight? And some days are harder than the others, but she holds me accountable to that. I'm in a couple of mastermind groups with people where I share my goals with them, and I say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is where I'm trying to go, and people hold me accountable to that. So find yourself a Cherise in your life and have your Cherise hold you accountable to the things that you want to do. And it can be something simple like, I really just want to clean my house this week. A good accountability partner would say, all right, want me to come over and help you? Well, right now, no one's in no one's house right now. But hey, you can call me. Put your earbuds in. You can call me, and I can, keep you company while you tidy up your bathroom or whatever. Or when you wake up in the morning, let's go for a social distancing walk. So we can both get our health goals on and things like that. You need someone to hold you accountable. Another thing that I did, that was actually another reason why I started the group, the Joyful Life Project, because my goal is to hold people accountable in the group. Guys, my goal is to hold you accountable in the group. But I can't hold you accountable if you don't post what you're struggling with. You got it? You're struggling with someone, tell someone. Don't hold it all the way in. Everyone needs help. Hey, Sandra, I miss you, girl. Can we have a virtual lunch next week? Can we do that? Can we? I love you. Sorry. See, I'm all over the place. See how I'm multitasking or whatever? But everyone needs that person. But you need to be able to speak up, take off the facade of I'm perfect and I got it all together, and tell someone, I'm really struggling. I need some help. Will you help me? Right? Good. So, to recap, here are the 7 things that I mentioned to you. Eliminate your distractions was 1. Allocate the time when you're most, have the most energy. So whether you're morning, evening, midday person. Break down your task into manageable chunks. Ditch perfectionism. Don't try to do it all. And get an accountability partner. All right? You got me? Give me thumbs up. Double thumbs up if you got me. Good. All right. So what I have for you next is just 3 helpful tools on how you can do all of that foolishness, okay? Because you guys know that I always got a tool. It's not enough sometimes to be able to share something with someone. You got to give them the tools and the resources that they need in order to do the things that you suggested for them to do. So the first 3, there are 3 tools that I use to keep me on the up and up. The first thing is, you guys already know where I'm going with this. My planner. My planner keeps me in check, guys. And you see how I've color-coded things? Color-coded. I keep things in check. I time block. I talked about in our group last week, time blocking, because people are like, I don't have any time. And my day is all over the place. Time blocking is what's for you. If you guys want to learn about time blocking, send me a message and I'll tell you all about it. Debbie says she needs me in her life. I need you too, girl. So the first thing is get yourself a planner. Come on, whether you're using it on your phone or you're the paper and pen kind of gal or dude or whatever, you need a planner. You need a way to get yourself organized. Right? Right. I'm glad you recognize it. Now, I'm always going to steer you towards a paper planner because there's a science, there's a mind science, whatever. I'm not Shri Sinai, the science gal, but there's a science to when you write something down, specifically in blue ink, your mind is more connected and you remember it or whatever. But you can use your Google Calendar or your iPhone calendar. True story, I don't like either one of them. Let me tell you why. Because, and this just happened this week again, where someone had sent me a Zoom invite, meeting invite, and they sent it to me, and I'm like trying to get on this call. I'm like, you never sent it to me. And he's like, yeah, I sent it to your iCalendar. And it goes straight to my iCalendar, but it doesn't give me a notification that I received it. So I have to go looking for it. I don't like that. With this, I can see it. Oh, girl, you got to go live at 12 o'clock. Simple stuff. That's why I don't like digital calendars, because they don't keep me on track, right? The next thing that I want to encourage you to use is a daily list. Every single day, I make me a to-do list, all right? I seriously do. I need to sort of see all the things that I need to do, and I need to make a must-do list, like things that I have to do, right? This keeps me on track, right? Now, I actually not only do it in my personal life, true story, guys, I have 2 different lists. I do it for my work life. This is my little work. It's not pretty. It's just a functional little notebook that I got at the dollar store. And every single day, I write down things that I need to do for work. Now, here's the liquid gold. You guys ready for the gold? This is the goal. This is the goal. So I read a book a couple years ago, and it was called Eat That Frog. I'm sure you guys have heard of this book called Eat That Frog. If you have not, here it is. Don't you guys love how I have all these things like right next to me? Because I'm prepared, guys. I'm prepared to teach you. So I bought this book called Eat That Frog. You see it? And it's by Brian Tracy. And it talks about 21 great tips to stop procrastinating. And I read the book, and as you can see, I liked it because I bookmarked some things. And so I came up with my own concept. I'm going to see if I can get this trademarked. Don't go stealing my ideas. Big frogs and tadpoles. All right? This is not in the book. I made this part up myself because I'm a genius. Big frogs and tadpoles. So let me show you, give you a big example of big frogs and tadpoles. So big frogs are like things that are like huge that you have to do, like life is going to be over if you do not do them. And then you have tadpoles. Tadpoles are like small little things that are occurring in life that they're not really time sensitive, but you have to keep an eye on them, because if you don't keep an eye on them, then they'll turn into a big frog and they'll be ready to jump out the pond, right? So here's a really good example. I just did it this week. This is my work one. And so I wrote down my big frogs for work. These are the things that I have to do today. I have to do my weekly report. I have to give my boss an update on robotics. I'm doing this project on robotics, whatever. I have to do these things today. Like, I gotta get it done or my boss is gonna give me a pink slip. I'm gonna show it to you guys on Facebook. Right? Got my big frogs, and then I created a tadpoles. These are all little smaller things that are going on that I need to do. They're not necessarily pressing yet, but if I don't get them done, they're going to eventually become a big frog. And so every single day, I do my big frogs, tadpoles list. Every single day. Like, it really has made a difference for me because it allows me to prioritize what's important and really kick that procrastination habit to the side. Like, girl, if you want to keep your job, you're going to go do your big frogs first, right? To answer your question, Sarah, I do this every single morning when I wake up. Once I, get settled, I sit at my desk and I write this out. And because I'm weird like that, I like to do it in green. And then because blue helps you remember. Remember, I told you there's a science behind it. Blue helps me remember, right? So I do that every single day to just keep me in check. And then I can always go back and say, okay, well, what didn't I get done? And I just keep it in a little booklet because it allows me to track what's going on in my life. A couple other books that you might want to read. I like the Eat That Frog book because it's really thin, it's easy. But a couple other books you might want to read is First Things First by Stephen Covey. He's the guy that wrote the Highly Effective People book. You may have heard of him. He's great. And then another one is called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. So you might want to check those books out. The library. I don't even know if people even go to libraries anymore, but I do because I like to read because reading is fundamental. Or you can just listen to like a podcast or Audible or whatever, right? Right. So because I don't like to leave you guys hanging, I like to give you guys things because it makes me happy. I created something fun. I like creating things. So I made this really awesome download printable. Look how pretty it is. It's kind of crumpled because water got on it. You see it? I made this for you guys. And so it's just a daily list that you can print out. And it has your big frogs that you can write down and your tadpoles. And then maybe you might want to take some notes on things you shouldn't forget and some notes. How cute is that? It's real simple, guys. I made this for you because I am super creative. I'm great like that. So if you want this list, this little download, just drop an emoji in the comment and say, want the list. Right? Want the list, and I will reach out to you to get you the list. The last thing is next week, because I love doing these lives. They make me so happy. Next week, I'm going to be doing a live on goal setting for the month of July. This is a new month, right? Maybe June didn't work out for you. Maybe January through June didn't work out. But guess what? It is a new day. It is a new month. And so on July 1st, which is Wednesday, I'm going to be doing my goal setting. I call it Plan With Me. Isn't that cute? So I'm going to go live again, and we're going to all have our little planners, our notebooks, and our colorful pens or whatever. And we're just going to plan out our month, right? So that we can just have a bird's eye overview of the direction that we're trying to go. And it doesn't have to be something big. It could be like, you know, for July, I just want to focus on spending time with my family. Like mindfully spend time with my family. So I'm going to put things on my calendar where I'm actually doing that. Does that make sense? Right. So I got that going on. So I'm excited about that. Then I have some really cool topics for, in our Facebook group, the Joyful Life group. And it's going to be really, really fun. So for the folks here on Facebook, I'm talking to Facebook, not you guys. If you want to join my Joyful Life Project group, think of an emoji, Cherise. Give me a unicorn emoji if you want to join the group, and I will add you in the group. I am in that group faithfully because, once again, I said it was an accountability group. I am in there every week going live, like right now. I'm posting tools and resources. I'm checking in on you guys and all that good stuff like that. So if you want a place where you can just, you know, get help and support on how to create this amazing, joyful life, put a little unicorn emoji in the comments over here, and I will add you to that group. All right. So, joy. I'm in two places at one time. Did you not catch that? I'm going to need people to stop calling me when I go live. The nerve. But anyways, that is all that I have. The time is now 12:30. I like to honor everyone's time when I'm here. So, you know, that's all I got today. I hope that this group was, this training was helpful. If you found it helpful, give me a 100% emoji. If you found it to be helpful, give me a 100% emoji. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I am here for you guys. And I thank you so much. And if you also find value, not only give me the 100% emoji, but add your friends. I always say sharing is caring. It's not enough for you to get all of this awesomeness and then no one else gets awesome, right? That's not nice, okay? So add your friends, tell your friends, put the emoji in there. Let me know if you want the daily list. And I love you guys so much. And you can catch me next week with the plan with me on July 1st. I will create a, what's it called? Facebook invite. Maybe I'll do a Facebook invite. I haven't decided. If you want to do the plan with me, pop another emoji. Just tell me I want to join your plan with me, go live or whatever. All right. So I love you guys. That's all I have for today. Hey, Trees, my cousin just popped on. She can't find 100%. Just type 100%, Sherry. It's okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for the folks who are watching me on my personal page. Thank you guys for watching me in our group. I love you guys so much. I'm glad that you found this helpful, and I will be seeing you soon. I'm off to go do